Okay, John, so how's training been this week ahead of the Blackpool game?
Been really good. It was funny, like, you know, when we planned it out, rightly or wrongly, we didn't plan for a replay in the other cup competition. So we had to modify a couple of things that we perhaps would have done. But if you look at the big picture, particularly having an extra training day because it's a Sunday game, it's worked out fine.
How's the attitudes of the players been, obviously after Saturday, where obviously you guys weren't too pleased with what happened?
You know what, I have to say that it's never been a thing that we ever have a problem with how they approach training, how they approach games. I never really think that, you know, there's never a lack of effort or a lack of desire in what we do. Every now and again we say the same thing, you know, something bit missing from our game, and we just felt that, you know, their personal preparation, you know, but when we looked at it, it's funny really. I mean, if we can look at George and perhaps Coley and maybe Matt, but you know, this is the biggest game that most of these have ever played in. I mean, we've got players, I know it sounds silly, that Torquay was the biggest game he's ever played in, technically. It was the biggest game he's ever played in. And you know, what you can't take the human out of the individual. You can't, you know, that thing, Blackpool away, oh, it's a good game, they used to be in the Premier League, they're this, that. And, you know, whatever you do, you can't take that out. And as hard as you try and do it, it's natural. And to be fair to them, when it was all over, their comments were, you always say to us, all you've got to do in the Cups win, you ain't got to play great in the Cups, and we won. But we just felt, you know, that, you know, they might have had other things on their mind, and if they want to have longer and successful careers, you've got to realise that you can't pick and choose your games that you know, prepare right for. It wasn't a criticism, it was just a statement of fact that we don't think that their attitude to the game in the FA Trophy was the same as it was in the FA Cup to Torquay. We didn't think it was, but interestingly they didn't think it was neither. Not conscious, but that's how they felt as well.
So, thinking about your approach for Sunday, obviously League One club away from home, do you sort of do anything differently in how we set up?
Not really. I wouldn't say, you know, I think, you know, as we always do, we just look at who we're playing, look at their strengths and weaknesses. You know, the better the teams you play, normally more strengths and less weaknesses they've got. You know, it's a fact of life. So we've just tried to look at all of the things that we feel that can help us in the game. And as I said, really, whenever you play teams from a higher level than you, I say the same thing. To win, we've got to really produce, and they've got to play not as well as they can. If that happens, and it happens in cups, you've got a great chance, you know, but we could be at our absolute maximums and absolute best, but so could they. And, you know, we don't have no control over what they do, we can only control what we do. And I've said to the players, you know, if we can go out and look back and go, we couldn't have done any more than we've done, everyone's going to be happy. There's no one going to be miserable, win or lose. But, you know, this cup competition, for whatever reason, for many, 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 many years, probably since it's existent, has thrown up shocks. Would Maidstone beating Blackpool be a shock? Yeah, probably. I don't think it'd be like a massive, massive shock, but it'd be a shock. It'd be a big surprise to people. But that's what this cup competition is all about. So, you know, I just think that, you know, I don't think we're relying on anything other than us producing the best that we can produce. Then that might work for us.
So we've not had too many long away trips to worry about this year.
No.
What are our plans, sort of, in terms of the logistics of the weekend?
Travel tomorrow by train. We're going to stay at Fylde Football Club's hotel there, so we're going to travel up and train there. Just get a little training session in. The boy, I'm the same whenever we travel away, whatever club I've been, you know, I don't have hard and fast rules. I just say, if you want to have a walk tonight, you can have a walk. Got to be in by a certain time, which is normally 10 o'clock. Go to bed the same time you go to bed at home. You know, some people sleep well, some don't. You know, breakfast is this time, we travel at this time. We're all prepared. But by and large, it's just preparation on and off the pitch tomorrow. Prepare your mind, prepare your body, and you know, be ready for 2 o'clock when that whistle goes, because you know we're going to a little bit of unknown, but so are Blackpool. We know we don't play against that level every week. They don't play against our level every week, so there's a little bit of unknown for both sides. Stay in the game for as long as you can, and let's see how it starts to unfold.
So in terms of the squad for Sunday, we've had a new addition. His forms have come through just recently.
Yes, and a boy called Zini that come in. He's a Cypriot, Turkish Cypriot boy that was recommended. He's been in for a couple of weeks now, and he looks like he's got a little bit about him. And we've just said to him, look, he planned to be here for about another 6 weeks. And we just said to him, look, if you want to sign a form, if you want to register, we've seen enough of you to say that, you know, we'd like to see more of you because we like you. But it's better off if you sign a form, non-contract, sign a form for us, and you'll get an opportunity, you know, somewhere along the way to show what you're made of. And he was delighted to do that. So we've added him to it, and he's never looked out of place in whatever we've done in training. We had a friendly the other week with Dartford, with Dover that he played in, and showed his capabilities in that. So that's just been a nice little bonus for us, to be honest.
And lastly, I suppose, just looking forward to it. It's a big day for the club, and it's just, you know, magic of the cup, I suppose, isn't it? It
is, you know. Whenever it comes around, I mean, I've done 40 years of them almost, and 30, whatever it is, 40 years of cup games, and I'm always as excited for the one that's coming as the one that's gone. I've had some great games. I've also had some disappointing games, but I've had some great games, and I really do. I look at this competition as a fantastic competition to be involved in. And years ago, 1 or 2 clubs, Premier League clubs, didn't take it quite as serious. I think Manchester United pulled out one year as well. But I think now people do, and I think one of the reasons might be is that at this particular moment, there's only Manchester City and Liverpool that can win the Premier League. So everyone's now scrambling for Champions League top 4 and FA Cup, so you can get in the Europa League and try and get through the back door of that. It's become a big competition again, and so it should be. It's the best cup competition in the world, so they say. And I don't know a person that's played in it, and I know lots of people that have played in it, but I don't know one of them that don't say it's one of the best days of their life. So hopefully it'll be one of the best days of mine.